Hey guys, Bam here. So today I want to talk about Path of Exile 2 and how the mechanics work, how you can actually play the game. A lot of people are interested into the game, but maybe some people have not played Path of Exile 1 before. So of course, it's not the same game. There are some changes in between the both games, but at the same time, there's some stuff that are similar. So here I just want to make a small guide on how to play the game. If you're brand new, if you don't know what you're doing, it could help you a lot. So the classic in Path of Exile 1 is actually starting on the beach and picking up the weapon. As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. Killing these hungry corpse, so everything's fine for now. Now it explains to you how the gem works, so for the sake of this video, I'll skip it, but you can always look at it. Place it into your weapon. In Path of Exile 2, it will be a bit different. You will actually place it in a different tab, so your gems are separated from your gear, but pretty much the same way it works. So you have gem and then you have support. Here's a support, and then you link it to your skill gem. As I said, Path of Exile 2 will not be on gear, it will be in a separated tab. So what happens that people actually do this, kill some mobs, maybe here for the sake of this video I will not be killing the mobs, but and then they fight a boss. Alright, it doesn't look too hard. Okay, it's fine. We're trying to dodge some attacks, right? And then okay, it's going pretty great. Be fine. So at the moment the game looks interesting. And then what happens is that, yeah, okay, of course the boss drops some loot, and then they press on this button, and they see this. And what's even more worse, what's even worse is they actually look at it completely, and they are pretty much overwhelmed. And most people would just close the game because like they don't know what to do. It's too much, and you have to too much to take it. Well, in this guide, I will show you how it's actually not that hard to understand. For the sake of this, I will just show you at the beginning. You start here, so you have two choices, either this node or this node, and then you will move on. You can always pick up some more nodes. Like let's say you want to search for life, you would do a search right here and search life, and then you can look at the nodes that are highlighted which have life. For example, here 10% increase maximum life, or 5% increase maximum life, and some here 20 strand and some other stuff. So this is the Path of Exile 1 tree, but it will be the same principle for Path of Exile 2, which is a different tree. So let's say you want to go there and grab the 40% increased damage. All right, and then what we have 12% increased damage and energy shield again, and then okay, we have evasion, energy shield. All right, and we'll move. Every level you get a point, plus some quests will give you some points too. So you level and you travel into there. Like it's nothing too complicated. And let's say you're working with, I don't know, chaos damage or physical damage. Well, you would start here and then move on. Okay, some more physical damage. Here we have physical and chaos damage. Or no, I'd rather attack fast. And yeah, that's it. You just move along. It's pretty simple. You don't have to look at every single node. For the most part, you will only look at what you're doing right now. And in Path of Exile 2, it will be way easier to respec, meaning removing your points and adding them back, because you can do it with gold, and gold pretty much drops everywhere. You can also sell your gear for some gold. So yeah, and from what I've seen, respecing from gold in Path of Exile 1, the lower level you are, the cheaper it is. So don't be afraid to try some stuff. And no one has it all figured out, even though big streamers are telling, oh, I'll be playing this and that. They don't actually know all about it. They're just guessing. So don't be scared to experience stuff and move along. The biggest thing is that, for example, if you're using, let's see here, my skill gem is a Viper Strike. If you look at the top, just under Viper Strike, it has some tags. So it has attack, duration, melee, strike, and chaos. So the reason why it has those tags is, for example, this node increase chaos damage would work on this skill gem because it has a chaos tag. So if we look at it, right now it's doing 23.1 damage per second. So if you look at the top, just beside Viper Strike, 23.1. If I allocate this, it would apply it and it would jump up to 27.7. So as you can see, this is how it works. Just look at whatever you're using, and most of the time visually you will be able to tell what it actually is. But if you don't know, just mouse over the gem and see what it does. So for example, here we're using chaos damage, so we could highlight chaos. So here we have a bunch of chaos stuff. So we could okay, so here we want to take all those because it will increase the damage on our skill gem. And then here we can see 20% increased chaos damage and some other stuff. So those are notables. But you don't have to know everything about the passive tree as long as you just move forward and pick whatever is working for you. For example, this, if I were using this skill and I would be looking at increased fire damage, well, I don't want to grab that because my skill gem doesn't have any fire damage tag, meaning it will not scale with fire damage. So that's pretty much it for the passive. Of course, if you follow a certain build or a streamer, it can help you. But at the same time, just there to show you that it's possible to do it on your own. So don't be scared to try something out. And at the same time, no one has it figured out. It's a brand new game. Even though it has some basis of Path of Exile 1, it's different. So don't be afraid to try something out by yourself. So in Path of Exile 2, as I said, we left skill gems and support gems. Here we can see there's a support gem. So it's a non-cut support gem. So this is the biggest difference. In Path of Exile 1, you had to actually find the gem or buy it off the shop. Here you can just craft whatever you want. Of course, there will be suggested gem. So if you're brand new, I would suggest just doing whatever GG tells you to do. It will be easier. As you can see here, the skill gem shoots 3 projectiles because it has multiple projectile support. So, but if you want, you can switch it to another skill gem. So I would suggest making one of your skill gem a clear skill, so meaning it hits a lot of target at once, and another one which will be more focused and dealing a lot of damage to a single target. So if you have both of them, it should work fine. And try to use skills that have the same gem tags as I said. Like maybe if you're using chaos damage as we were previously, try to focus on getting both of them chaos scaling gems, meaning all the passive points you take on your tree will help both skills. Of course, sometimes it will be hard to find gear and skill gem that actually deal with the same stuff, but this is what you should be aiming for. If you do those two things, so taking points that are whatever you're using and focusing on using skills that mix well with your passives, it should be fine. As I said, here's the passive skill tree for Path of Exile 2. It's even bigger than the Path of Exile 1. But don't be scared. As I said, you can do a search. You can search for whatever you're looking for. And yeah, then you can scale some damage. Of course, you will not make the best build ever on your first try, and that's fine. You can always adjust the build. The only thing that you cannot do is change your class. And right now you can't even change your ascendancy, meaning ascendancy is like upgrading your class to something more specific. So those two, you cannot change them, but you can always reroll a new character if you want. I would say stick to one character at first and just try whatever you're doing. And I'll show you something else in Path of Exile 1 because I still don't have access to Path of Exile 2 to increase your damage and how to look at it. So you will find a lot of items on the ground that you can actually equip, and maybe you don't know if it's better or not to your character. Well, you can always test it out. So right now we have 27.7 DPS. Here I'll be buying. So yeah, I'll be buying an item and checking whatever is you have. So right now we have a weapon that's 6 to 10 physical damage. Here we have one that's 10 to 21. So we'll just buy it and then test it. At the same time, it has the links, but this doesn't matter for Path of Exile 2, Path of Exile 1. Alright, so if we link back our gems, as I said, it will not be the same in Path of Exile 2, don't worry about this. It was 27, now it's 48.2 DPS, so DPS meaning damage per second. So this is how you can check. The reason why I went for this is, as I said, it has more physical damage, and if you look at the modifiers, it says adds 2 to 5 physical damage. So that's almost double our DPS. So just look at it. Sometimes it will say add X to the mental damage, so maybe 1 to 4 fire damage. Of course, if you're scaling fire, it will be better for you, meaning scaling, meaning in your Atlas passive tree. Not the Atlas, sorry, skill tree. And yeah, some stuff like that. Here we're scaling, so we're trying to scale chaos and physical damage, but yeah, that's why it's pretty good for us. Yeah, try to aim for whatever you're working with, and it will increase your damage, and you actually see the difference. So if we go on to the next zone, so the coast, um, that. So if we look at the HP on of the monsters, we'll just use this. And see, they die pretty quick, but if we use the two-hander instead, they will die even faster, meaning I won't even have to wait for the poison. See? One shot then. Alright, now let's talk about the classes. I know it can be daunting to pick up a class and actually know what you will be playing. So I would say just look at the GGG trailer and see what fits your playstyle, what you actually enjoy in gaming. What do you prefer, melee, rage? Do we prefer being super tanky or squishy? So the best way to know about it is just look at GGG class reveal, and then from there you can take an assumption on what you will actually enjoy. As I stated previously, if you're playing something and you don't enjoy, you can always reroll or just change your skills. In this game, you can use whatever skill on any class, it doesn't matter. It has some suggested stuff, but you can still go out of your way to pick up whatever you want to play. So don't worry about it. Of course, some skills will work better together than others, but if you want, you can just try stuff out. As long as you scale it right, you should be fine. Of course, the game looks way harder than Path of Exile 1, mechanically, meaning you will have to dodge attacks and stuff like that. As you can see here, the monk is dodging around and stuff like that, but it should be fine. So don't worry about it. Just play whatever feels nice to you, and then try to find what would fit best for you with the skills, and then work from there. As long as you scale it right with your passive tree and your gear, you should be fine. Of course, you will probably die. I will too, don't worry about it. I'm a veteran PoE 1 player, but I will for sure die a lot. I'm not playing hardcore for the early access. I will wait a bit, of course. Even though I love playing hardcore, it's brand new for everyone, so I will be dying for sure. So, yeah, don't worry. Just try stuff out. If you die, it's fine. Try to find where you can fix stuff. And yeah, the class doesn't matter too much, especially at the beginning. If you want to go deep into a specific build, maybe later down the road you will start with a new class, or maybe look at what the ascendancy you should be playing. But still, I'm just telling you, at first try to learn the game, and that's it. If your character isn't the best, try to fix your problem by fixing either your gear or your passive skill tree or your gem setup, and that's it. As long as you're having fun, it's all good. Alright, now let's talk about defenses, okay? So, in Path of Exile 2, I don't know if it will be the same menu, but it will have something really similar for sure. So if we look at defenses, we have a bunch of stuff. First off, we have evasion, armor, or energy shield, which are the three bases defenses. So evasion meaning you can dodge attacks, armor meaning you will take less damage from hits, and elemental and chaos resistance meaning you will take less damage from those sources. So for example, if I had 50% fire resistance from an enemy that would shoot me a fireball for 30 damage, I would only take 15 of it. Okay? For uh, the base, of course, some stuff can also uh, be calculated into there, but that's the base. So right now we have 16 evasion, which is pretty much nothing, but we'll tell you what are the chances of dodging an attack. So we'll just start killing some monsters and then equip the gear that they drop and see if it does any difference to us. Okay? Again, this is Path of Exile 1, it's not Path of Exile 2. It will not be the exact same, but the base still stands. Right. Hopefully we find some stuff. I'll actually change my filter to none. Okay, that way I can see it all. Don't worry about this. So again, we find something. Okay, Driftwood Club. Is it better than what we have? No, we don't. It's not better, so we'll just skip it. You can always pick it up because in Path of Exile 2 you will be able to sell, disenchant, and stuff like that. So okay, orb of chance. So I've talked about it in the previous video. If you want to see how crafting works, I'll link it into the description. Oh, so here, a plate vest. Okay, so what happens if we wear a plate vest instead of having absolutely nothing? So, as you can see now, it added the armor tag. So, we have 25 armor, as you can see, 25 armor. And since we have no added bonus, that's 25. So, estimated physical damage reduction, 38% chance. So, meaning we'll take less damage from physical hits. It's a weird way how it works, armor, but on average, this is what you should be looking at. So the higher number, of course, the better. Okay, so we'll keep going. So this is how you will be working. I'll just try to get another piece of gear. And then this is the waypoint. That way we can start back at it. I don't know exactly how it will work in Path of Exile 2, the waypoint system and stuff like that, because yeah, it's different than Path of Exile 1, but still. So, okay, let's say for the plate vest, for example, we can use some orbs that we will pick up. So this orb upgrades a normal item into a random rarity, meaning it can be magic, rare, or unique, but it has more chances of getting magic. So we'll just use it on. And now we got increased armor. So 12% increased armor. So it was 25, now it's 28. Increased stun block recovery too. So if we look at it now, we're actually at 41% estimated physical damage reduction. Alright? So this is how it works. If we add resistance on it, let's say fire resistance, for example, if we add 12% fire resistance, well, every hit from fire would be reduced by 12%. So that's how base defenses work. Of course, if you work on a single a single defensive layer a lot, it will be better than having it all around. For example, if I was stacking a bunch of armor, I could get up to 90% estimated physical damage reduction, which will help a lot. If I want to do evasion, I will stack them. So this is how layers of defenses work. You can have a bunch of pieces that will help you there. But yeah, that's how it works. I don't know how it is in Path of Exile 2, but in Path of Exile 1, a goal is to achieve 75% resistance, fire, cold, and lightning, not chaos. Don't worry about chaos. This is how you should be. What you should be aiming for is 75% because it's the max, unless you have some specific stuff that can increase your max. But the base maximum is 75%. So the faster you get there, the easier it will be for you in Path of Exile 1. We don't know how it will be in Path of Exile 2, but I think you will also get a lot of benefit from having a lot of resistance and also some defenses. And of course, as always, life is good. Unless you're playing something really specific that doesn't use life, but we won't talk about it here. Just try to stack. So the defenses you're looking for are evasion or armor, and even energy shield if you want, but evasion and armor, some life, and then some resistance. That's it. So the higher number, the better. And then you should be having way less that if you focus on those. So again, armor, evasion, life, and energy shield, which are two different pool of life. As you can see here, if I mouse over my life, it says life, and under it says shield. Right now I have none. And then the resistance. In Path of Exile 1, Chaos Resistance doesn't matter much for the campaign. Just it's used more in maps. We don't know if it will be the same for Path of Exile 2. But if you don't have any, it's fine. So yeah, that's it for the defenses. Alright, now how to progress. Well, we in Path of Exile 1 we have this, the map, and then it tells you where to go if you look at the quest. So some are needed to progress further and some are optional and give you some rewards, okay? It's the same in Path of Exile 2, but we just don't know exactly how it works. Some people have actually have some footage of Path of Exile 2, but some things may have changed since then, so we don't know exactly how it is. I think the Path of Exile 2 Act 1 is pretty much real, but the other ones, I don't know. So if you want to see some footage of people running through the act, you can see what to do and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, some stuff is mandatory. You have to do it to progress further, and some stuff is optional. I don't know if it will tell you, but just try it. If you're stuck, try to check your quest and tell you what it tells you to do. Killing X monster, picking up something, find a way to get to X zone or whatever. So that's how you progress. And if you have a problem, let's say I'm not able to kill this monster here, so there's a quest with a boss here, I'm not able to do it. Well, you can always progress further somewhere else or grind some gear or levels and then come back later. It's fine, don't worry about it. I would say don't stress too much about getting like being one of the first. Don't compare yourself to like super big streamers and stuff like that. Of course, they will be faster than you. It's fine. As long as you're enjoying yourself, it's cool. Don't worry. This game will be here for a while, if not forever. So it's fine if you're a bit behind. Even if you're a lot behind, it's cool. As long as you're enjoying yourself, it's fine. I know it can be a lot of pressure, but yeah. So for example, here we'll have a boss. Here we have Elric. So maybe let's say we have a problem with killing him. We are not able to. Well, it's fine. Just go back to another zone. Leave it here for a while. And once you're stronger, you can actually kill it. And that's it. Here we'll just kill it, even though our gear is not the best. And don't worry, in Path of Exile 2 you will also have a dodge roll. So here we have the quest item that we need. We just pick it up and then it tells us to talk to medicine, take the medicine chest to Nessa. So we'll go back to the town, either using a town portal or walking back. Usually you want to use a town portal. Alright, now let's talk about the bosses. So here we have the Shaper, which is a boss, a endgame boss from the Atlas of Path of Exile 1. Well, I'll just take this as an example. As you can see, he shoots some balls. We want to get out of the way, and then a huge beam. He slammed us before that, but a huge beam. Of course, you don't want to stay in there, okay? So it's super important if you just try to face him and try to out DPS him by just getting hit and hitting him back. It might work if you're super tanky, but on average, I would say try to dodge his mechanics and then do your damage. Alright? Especially if you're new to Path of Exile, you want to make sure you actually learn what he's doing. If, for example, he's putting his hacks up on in the air, you know he's gonna swing with it, right? So just look at what he's doing. Okay, and whenever he gets the attacks in the air, I wanna dodge left or right or whatever, right? Get a step behind. So that's how you should be looking at fights. Just don't try to head bump into every single boss. Actually try to learn them, because maybe during the campaign you will have them pretty easy, but after that, during the maps, you will encounter the same bosses, and maybe they will be even harder. So make sure you try to learn some stuff and how boss work. That way, it will be easier later down the road, and also probably during the campaign too. So you want to make sure you try to learn and watch what he's doing, and once you figured it out, you can take down the boss. It will save you a bunch of deaths if you do this way. Maybe you will be a bit slower, but you will learn way more. So again, this is, since it's the shaper, we have to travel through some zone, and then we'll go back to the shaper. But as I said, it doesn't matter which boss it is. We're just trying to learn whatever he's doing, right? And on this character, I have a bunch of damage, so like I kill him pretty fast. I change his stances or whatever phases you want to call it. So again, we'll go back to the shaper, and then you will see we'll be doing a new move. So here's the dialogue between the two. It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about it. But yeah, now I see. Okay, Xana's doing a huge ball, red ball. Okay, why? Okay, because there's a bunch of small purple ball exploding, and this protects me. So I want to use it, right? So this is what you should be analyzing whenever you're encountering a new boss in Path of Exile 2. What is he doing? Why should I dodge? Is it a lot of damage or not? Can I take a hit? Here, for example, we have a ball that leaves a regen pool. So if I stay into there, my energy and life would go down. Here we dodge the beam. So now that I know that this gray ball leaves a degen pool, I just dodge it. And now he's dead. Okay, so that's the loot. And yeah, hopefully it goes as well for you. But yeah, try to learn the fights. Alright, now let's talk about Ascension. So Ascension is actually, your class can roll two different class, like Ascension, which are a specialty for your class. And later on the road there will be a third for each of them. But right now we only have access to two. I really suggest you take a look at the GGG trailer to see how it works. But pretty much you will specialize in something or something else, and whenever you pick an Ascension, you have a bunch of choice of what you want to do. So those are like just like your passive skill tree. They're added bonuses you get, but the thing is you only get to pick one, and whatever nodes you pick there, you will have two at a time for each trial you do, up to 8 total points. So yeah, take your time picking what you want to do. If you're not sure, it's fine if you still using, like, let's say the monk. If you're just a monk and you're not ascended just yet because you're not sure, it's fine. It will only give you more power once you upgrade it, but if you're not sure, wait a bit. Of course, as I said earlier, if you pick one of the ascendancy, you can no longer reroll it into something else. So make sure you know what you're doing. Like, but if you pick something that's not really what you wanted, you can still work around it because there's a lot of different nodes you can pick. And remember, you can always respec, meaning removing your points and adding them back somewhere else with gold, which is a huge difference from Path of Exile 1. Well, the latest league we could, but before that, you had to use Orb of Regrets. So yeah, let's say you're for example here, crushing blows and slams. If you're not liking that playstyle, well, you can always respect it and do something different. Yeah. So each ascendancy has a bunch of nodes. They just revealed the ascendancy. If you want to take a look at it, if not, it's fine. As I said, pick whatever class feels good to you, and later on the road you will ascend. The way you ascend into this game is to trial, and we'll talk about it briefly. But pretty much they're like events you will have to do in order to ascend, and once you complete them, you will be able to ascend and get your first 2 points. There should be 4 trials to do, as it was in Path of Exile 1, for a total of 8 points, but we'll see about it. And hopefully it's not too hard. If it is, just skip it for a while and come back to it later. As I said, as long as you're having fun, it's cool. Alright, so that's pretty much it about Path of Exile 2 Beginner's Guide. Hopefully this helps you. If you're actually experienced in Path of Exile 1, if you have any tip, make sure you leave it down in the comments. Also, I want to know what classes and or Ascension you're going for, so just tell me in the comments. Right now, I'm torn in between like 3 classes. I really don't know what I'm going for, so yeah, but this is me. Every league, I never know what I'm going to play, or most like once every 10 league, I know what I'm going to play, so it doesn't change. As always, have fun and take care, guys.